Up next, we have a panel discussion on reimagining skilling strategies for a new age workforce. Let us understand from the HRs the strategies and plans to make youth ready for a new age workforce. For the panel, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Imtiyaz Ahmad, Chief General Manager, HR, HPCL, CEO and Secretary, Skill Development Institute, Vishakhapatnam. Please welcome all the esteemed speakers with a round of applause. Mr. Shivank Singh, Head HR, Tata Power. Mr. Sudhir Singh, Vice President, Human Resources, Grasim Industries. Dr. Rajeev Sharma, Vice President, Head of Skill Development, JBM Group. Mr. Suryakant Pandey, Head HR, APAC, Lanzo. In order to moderate this session, I would like to welcome on stage Ms. Zenith Nayar, Head HR Transformation, L&T Technology Services. Please welcome all of them with a round of applause.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this panel discussion. The topic being reimagining skill strategies for a new age workforce. I, Zenith Nayar, I am from L&T Technology Services. I lead HR for transformation, engagement, and performance management. I'm very excited today to moderate this topic. It's a very important topic, and it's from the bottom, something core to my heart, because I indulge myself in getting freshers for our organization as a part of HR leadership team. We have our esteemed panel with us. We would hear today from them what is it that brings the challenges that an organization has. What is it that they would like to extend help to the academia? Why this topic? I think this topic is very important because I see a mixed, diverse group over here. I see seniors, I do see students also here. So we would want to have a very engaged discussion. Today our workforce are much more younger, right? They are younger, they are tech savvy, and they are stepping into jobs which are radically changing every day. Technology is getting obsolete every day. What is it that needs to keep these people, these workforce of ours, thrive into the radical environment that they are going to get in, is what we are going to discuss. So let us start with an introduction of our panel. Should I start with the introduction, please? You may start, sir.
So, good morning. I think we're closer to the afternoon. So, thank you so much for having me. My name is Suryakant Pandey. You can call me Surya. I'm a TIS pass out, Cornell educated, worked with Shell Dell, and I'm working as APAC head of HR for Lanzo. It's a bioscience company. So glad to be here for a young graduate, a lifelong learner. I think skilling and upskilling and continuous learning is very important and very close to my heart. So very happy to be here.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Shivank. I am working with Tata Power, and I have been with the group from the past 18 years. And throughout, I have been with Tatas in all the fraternities of HR. And what I think that the topic today, which she has introduced, is very relevant to the industry and academia. And I would like to take on this. Today, if we see the internship programs or the academia interactions are only observational kind of something. As a student, once he comes into the internship, he is only observing things. He has no plans. There is no structured way of letting him through the whole course. And it becomes a very observational kind of thing for him, which doesn't impart him the knowledge or the skills which is required for the job or for the, further going into the campus to corporate program. So my take on this would be that yes, the industry should partner with academia from the very first day of the institution when the child is going, when the student is going in the college. And there the planned intervention should happen. And the planned intervention can start with initially upskilling with the basic things which the industry deserves or the industry wants. Rajeev, what is your take?
Rightly said, yeah. I am Dr. Rajeev Sharma, practitioner of skill development. Global, basically I am World Skill Expert Forum member and participating almost in India Skills and World Skill program. Now the center theme of the skill development, the main focus of the government is basically developing the programs, keeping industry into the center. The last few meetings we had with the Secretary Ministry of Skill Development, where they are even thinking to make industry as the assessing body. They are thinking to make industry as the assessing body. This is the recent, and this ITI upgradation program, where we have to upgrade 1,000 ITIs on hub and cluster, hub and spoke model. So about 200 ITIs would be hub and 800 would be these spokes. Industries are coming ahead. Tata, Maruti, Hero, then different sectors. Since I am connected with the automotive, almost all leading automotive sectors are coming ahead, coming forward to take up the challenges and put lot of their investment and drive the seat of skill development. So industry, no doubt, has to play a very maybe 50-50 role, because what the government is putting efforts, it is for the industry. So if industry takes partnership into that, then that will promote the world-class skilled personnel. Now the whole globe is looking at us. It is not that we are developing skilled manpower for our own country, but as it is said, that India has to be the skill capital of the world, taking advantage of our population. So we have to develop the world-class manpower, and it is not possible only by the institutions. It is we have to take join hand with the institutions, and there are very good initiatives. We see Global Skill Park at Bhopal, the world-class skill development facilities, and several government initiatives. So it is a very positive environment we see from east to west and north to south in the country, whether it is northeast or everywhere. Skill development ecosystem is growing and is taking the shape for promoting industry-aligned workforce.
Thank you, Dr. Rajeev.
Thanks for the opportunity. And I am Imtiyaz Arshad. I am CEO and Secretary, Skill Development Institute, Vishakhapatnam. A while ago, I have seen the presentation of GSP. I operate in the same ecospace. I am from Hindustan Petroleum. And I was plant manager earlier in my HPCL. Still I'm in HPCL. It is a society run by HPCL. And then 20 years I was in change and transformation, which is basically in the space of Lean Six Sigma, project management. My last assignment was project in charge, Hassan Challapalli pipeline, which we could complete in time and cost. Now here, this SDI at Vishakhapatnam curate around 3,000 kids. And the problem what is discussed since morning, I face, and all of my colleagues are facing. What industry needs and what educational institution deliver. There is a gap, and there is a huge gap. Question is how to really bridge it. I'm really looking forward to today's session. And the topic which is reimagination, it's a wonderful word. We are imagining that new kid on the block, any company is imagining that he should be tech-driven, he should be driving excellence and bringing transformation. that is imagination. I think we need to add some kind of factoring, feasibility, and reimagination is required, that from where that kind of skill set will come. Will it come from sky, or it will come from education institution? If it is coming from education institution, I think we need to really have a hard look at it. We have time ahead in this session. But reimagination will require, a while ago, domain skill almost 40-50%, and soft skills also 40-50%, as Mr. Vadhavani has put it. I think nothing can be really more right. Soft skills, behavioral skills, functional skills, to do more and more with less. I don't know where this will end. More and more with less. Efficiency is just touching its peak. We all see the impact of it. So let us see how do we navigate this current challenge, which is reimagination. Thank you.
Good morning. I am S.K. Singh. I come from a Grasim Industry Limited, part of Aditya Birla Group. I basically hail from Air Force background. I was Air Force officer for about 18 years and then switch over to the industry. And I also carry about 18 years plus industrial experience in HR domain. And let me tell you, we consume skill. And while interacting day in and day out with the candidates, not me, but I find there is still a gap which needs to be bridged. There is still a gap between demand and supply. As seen, even in government sector, because since I carry the Air Force background, in training pattern, we have changed in Air Force. It is more of a on-job training. People go do a certain syllabi in the training center, then they have been posted to the units, before completion of the training. So they do the on-job training. Then again, on completion of on-job training, they are being assessed. They again go back to the training institutes. They again, continue with a certain syllabi. Then again, so somehow that becomes they are ready. That material, when they're being asked to work on the aircraft or for that matter, any digitalized system or electronic system, they are ready. So we need to work upon that sort of strategy so as to, when somebody comes, like I take a graduate engineers, it takes about 6 to 8 months to make him ready. And second thing, there's age difference. During our time, there used to be a lot of aggression. Now, my colleagues said there's soft skills and so other issues. Those things has to be taken care of by and I also find there needs to be better coordination with the academia and institutes. I'll give you small examples. Before joining ABG as my second inning, I was working with a cement giant. So we used to get every year, we used to get about 10 to 12 engineers. They used to come as a graduate engineering training. So I rolled out a proposal. Rather than, I put an electrical engineer to electrical field, mining engineer to a mining field, chemical engineer to a chemical field, mechanical engineer to a mechanical, I put them in a centralized pool for a 6 month. So all those people used to go under a training for about 1 month in the mining. So they know the basics of the mining. They used to go to the laboratory. How do the, cement is being all parameters, how parameter do they work, and, all the composition mixture. Same way they go to the mechanical. They also come to the HR. They understand IR, they understand HR. They also understand administration and other, facets of the business. So when on completion, and they were being evaluated and assessed on a weekly basis. So idea is that people, whatever they are doing, they should take the, things seriously. So when then we compare those people with other people, we could find their quality, their learning adaptability was somehow better. So we need to have little bit better sync so as to see that, because ultimately human people are there. But those people have to realize, they have to understand themselves, what new skill do I need to carry with me so as to have a better delivery in the system. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, to put my perspective, as others have shared, right, their expectations, from an IT industry perspective, and as an HR, what I would say is, to all those who are there sitting, that yes, there are a lot of changes happening. It's not the same what was there yesterday. Even academias are changing. Even they are now being aware of what industry wants. However, moving from knowledge imparting to skill imparting, which is happening, but keeping skills as the key, so that for us, when a fresher comes in, we want him to be ready. It's not that we want him to be 10 out of 10, okay? But certainly we want him to have his soft skills also there, where he's adaptable, he's fungible, she is ready to learn. That's something that we look forward, because we know that when a fresher comes from an academia, she or he has all those basics in them. So what is looked up is how would they thrive in this competitive industry that we are in. So that skill, readiness, and that adaptability and fungibility is something becomes very important. I hope we all would agree with that, right? Okay, now anybody else who would like to throw light as CHRO, one statement that you look forward from academias to help you have that industry relevant colleagues joining us who are industry ready. Only one statement, not more.
Very tough question, one statement. But I am, as CHRO from industry, what I have seen, I want my new entry to be billable from the day one, a billable resource from the day one. Cutting the crap, this is what I want.
And ask for more.
So I would say that I would look for more cost-wise suitable candidate who's ready, where my training cost, onboarding cost is less. When the academia makes him able to come and work on that particular profile or that particular job, then my hiring cost as well as my training cost also gets reduced, which is one of the biggest concerns nowadays. We're looking for more cost-effective, more agile employees, employees who are ready to quickly learn through AI, through online courses, so that we control the cost and we make it more effective. So
That's very correct. Actually, when you induct somebody, and post-onboarding, it takes about 6 to 8 months, especially for a manufacturing setup. So if that exposure is given in advance, what is delivery expected post-joining from a candidate should be, he should be trained in the institute. And that can happen. It's not that something, a very draconian task. It can happen because give him exposure, give him on-job training. There are courses available on Coursera, and there are IT, enablers are there on job. So those sort of things can certainly provide a better.
Sorry, I didn't give my initial comment, right? I was just giving my introduction, right? There are two things I want to say and then attach to what you have asked. So it's going to be a little longer. My journey from a student, and I want to make it very practical. You guys can do all these questions, chat GPT, and you'll get a very good answer than us, right? Because it's generative AI. So I want to give you a very practical reply to this question. Like my journey from a student from TESS to Dell to Shell to Cipla to Lanzo, from each state, from analyst to the CHRO and further global leadership, I think the only two things worked. And I always kept asking my bosses, what is exactly you looking at? I will say what my bosses have said, a moderated view. The moderated view is we are not looking gods. CHRO doesn't expect industry to give me 100% ready product, even 60% ready product. We are looking at fundamental capacity achievement and relationship. If you have ability to think, if you have an ability to work hard, the learning agility, right? And your relationship skills. I really like the Badwar presentation, right? They're not talking about the hard skills. While hard skills will take you to some extent, the soft skills are something which probably is going to make you there where you want to be. So for you to remain employable on a sustainable basis, whether you join this company or that company, that early realization of the fact that you are not ready And this journey is going to be a continuous journey. And your ability to learn on each stage, so-called the distinctive capabilities that we have seen today, right? AI and blah, 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 right? So your ability to learn that faster and turn that around and become ready to serve. So the mindset of ready to serve is very important. So this is what, from CHR perspective, I'll share.
What the question is, the CHRO's expectation from the candidate that he's ready from the day one. You see, we observe last 25 to 30 years, the ball is going around. After some times, industry will not be able to speak this sentence, that industry ready candidate. Now the situation, the policy makers and the entire ecosystem has been created in such a way that industry ready candidate you will be getting. If you are not getting, it means you are at fault. Industry will be at fault if they claim that we are not getting industry ready candidate. Under the new education policy, internship is mandatory and each industry has to come forward, take part into the National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme, promote apprenticeship, promote internship, promote on-job training. There are so many steps given by the ecosystem. So it is the mandate of the industry that take further steps in partner with the training institutions, with the universities, with the colleges, and develop the talent as per the requirement. So we will always say that now the time has come. The complaint is going to be over regarding the industry-ready manpower. This industry-ready manpower, yes, the time may be what earlier it used to be 6 months, it will be maybe 1 week to 2 weeks. So the candidate who joins any industry, be it manufacturing, be it IT, or any sector, we are going to get the candidate who will be almost industry-ready. If we honestly actively participate in the ecosystem. That is my observation.
Thank you so much, sir. And I think that's an answer actually to my next question. And to all the students out there who are sitting and hearing to these stalwarts, I hope you got it, that we need to learn. We need to continue to learn. It's no more about having or holding a degree. Gone are the days that if I've got a job in HPCL or Mahindra or Grasim, I'm done and I'm going to retire, right? It is not that. So it's like even if I'm there for the last 20 years, the next day I may get a pink slip because I might have not done good for some reason. So we have to continue to learn whether we are at 20 or whether we are at 40, right? Learning adaptability is something that will always continue, whether we have AI, we have Gen I, ChatGPT, they all are supplements to us. They can't be the blood flow of our ecosystem. Okay, coming to the next now. Now that we said what we expect as CHRO, now the question is, what is it, the support that we are ready to give? I think few of us have already answered. And any one or two of us can answer that. What is it that we would like to provide to academia as a support to get what we expect as a CHRO?
I'll take that, if you permit me. Industry now need to take the first step, whether I do or whether academia do. I told about industry expectation, which is billable resource on the day one. Meaning thereby is, he should be counted as value. He is a cost, counted as value. But from where it is going to come? He should be high on technical skills. He should be high on domain skills. He should be high on soft skills. He should be high on everything else. How? From where? Now, academia and industry, since I come from a background for petroleum manufacturing, so I just relate it to operations and sales. You know, we have typical differences or conflict. As production man, I keep producing. It gets into inventory. Sales wala, he will sell first at sales price, then he will give discounted price, and then later it will be disposal because inventory built up is so high. I think we need to come out. We need to collaborate. If collaboration is not possible, industry need to compromise, meaning thereby 50-50. If industry, that is also not giving result, industry need to accommodate. Now what do I mean by telling accommodation? Industry has to take its first step forward. Sourcing, investment in sourcing is going to be a great game changer as far as I see from the industry. Since I am from the industry, but now I am sitting on the other side as a CEO of Skill Development Institute. What I see is that if skilling, good skill is not taken, the cost of maintenance becomes higher and higher and high. And then complaint becomes high and high and high. Then toxicity gets into, dissatisfaction gets into, attrition gets into, and then there is no end. Here I have a solution. A lot of skill institutes are there. Now I see Skill Institute as part of a stopgap. 3 months, short-term skilling. Education, it is coming. 3 months, it will get into technical. It will get into domain, polishing. Get into communication skills, get into functional skills of safety, quality, work discipline, project management, whatever it is. 3 months are good enough for a good technical graduate to be ready and then get into industry. So one offer is that Skill Development Institute can act as a buffer, but for that both industry and both academia has to take its first step. This I have done many seminars on this at Vishakhapatnam, but then question again is, anda hoga ya murgi hoga pehla. Now, that is endless. That is why I told you, industry is the one who is going to get derived value out of it. They are going to make money. Education institutions have been there for years. I don't think we should expect them to change overnight. How much ever AI-driven things we are doing. I think all of us who are going to colleges, I keep going to at least not less than 10 to 15 colleges a month. And I can see it's not easy. However, industry has got a reason to change. And that is why they should change. That is why they should invest in academia. They should why they go to colleges. They should come to SDI. They should have their own elective subject, say on quality, 30 hours, say on productivity, 30 hours, say on some domain, a Python or Java or whatever it is. Why industry is not going to colleges and why they are not delivering, sending their managers to teach. That is the point I'm trying to tell. Why only trainer? Why not a functional manager? So in my opinion, industry needs to take first step forward, go to academia, work with it, and here skill development institutes like GSP, like SDI, so many things can have some solution for them. They can come to us, we can go to them, and then whichever source we are getting, kids we are getting, they will be gainfully employed after these 3 months of interface. Thank you.
The industry is basically is to support the skill development ecosystem. Like training of trainers. The trainers at ITI or Polytechnic or engineering colleges or even in the university, they also need to be trained. So industry has to open the door, training of trainers, providing OJT, familiarization with the latest equipment, one step. Second, like collaboration with dual system training, what is the scheme, flagship scheme of Ministry of Skill Development, RDSDs, that DST promotions, industry should be welcoming them and sending their experts, rightly said, to the institutions for expert lectures and providing financial support also. It is not like industry has its CSR, so industry has to spend its CSR, maybe certain percentage, for establishing center of excellences into various technical institutions at the remote locations. Maybe the top cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Bhopal, they have, but the cities like backward cities where they don't have the advanced training facilities. So some COEs could be established by the industry in such remote locations. Third, one thing you can appreciate, industry has already started investing huge by establishing world-class training centers. Tata has already established Tata Indian Institute of Skills at Mumbai and at several locations. Maruti has already established 3-4 Japan-India Institute of Manufacturing gym in Gujarat and 2 at Haryana. So initiatives are being taken. Jindal is coming with a skill university. The Adanis are coming with a skill university. So lot of skill development investment is going to come from the private sector industries. It is so we are into the right direction moving. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So if I talk about my group has pledged to develop around 20 lakh youth skill ready by 2030. And this intervention has been well thought. And at levels, if I talk about, it has been partnered with academia, as well as the various government initiatives we have partnered. And we have identified the pockets and the areas which need critical attention. We have partnered plenty of ITIs all over India. If I talk about a very small one example, nobody in the industry, we come from all the heavy industries, the chemical, the oil, petroleum, manufacturing. So safety becomes a very niche skill, which is very much required at the very entry level. So we as an industry are partnering at various levels to give the safety training to the college students. Jahan pe ki industrial safety is only a chapter, we are giving them that virtual or live exposure, so that this area where we see a lot of accidents happening, and usko we can address that critically. Beside this, we are working on various self-help groups also to be developed. Around 20 lakh ke aspas ka we have taken a target on that also, but that is a target which is going to be 2038 kind of, no. But on that level, we are also working with creating that awareness in the villages, in the small cabal towns or the small towns, so that the youth gets, have a vision of his career. He gradually sees himself that, yes, I can choose this career or I can go in this industry. And I have got a guidance also. What in the morning presentation, it was there, the mentorship program. So mentorship program is also which industries can do. A lot many things, and the only urge to the academia is that more calling from the industry should be done. More partnering from the industry should be done. Very well said and very rightly said that more of the sessions or the classes or the orientation program, industry should address the students, connect with them, guide them, and take it this forward.
Right. So I'll just add a very different point here. So there's no denial of the fact that industry is not contributing to the skill development, and there's a lot of well thought out strategic plans. What is more important for the industry and the leaders to start thinking right now is there is something called scrap learning. If you learn and then you don't practice, then your learning is gone worse, right? You have already forgotten that aspect. So it's all about practice. Now, the amount of people who are getting skilled and reskilled, how they can get placed in line with their skills, that's something probably all of us have to start thinking. And for that, probably advanced workforce planning has to start happening. Because we can train, we can do this charity, but at the end of the day, if these guys are not getting employed, then probably we are not doing the full service to that. So that's something where the time has come where the industry and academia has to partner and start thinking about that strategic workforce planning so that they can be observed.
The topic are only getting in depth, and it's getting interesting. I think the third stakeholder, other than academia and the industry, is the students themselves, the freshers themselves. As he rightly said, that unless and until you do not make use of the skills that is imparted to you and continue to practice, it is not necessary that you need to have a project. You can do it at home. You can be innovative during your non-working hours, right? We don't see that much today, and we don't see that. In the name of work-life balance, it's more of balance that we look. But yes, there is a lot of opportunity, according to me, the industry is giving and doing its best. Many organizations, including mine, before students join us, after they have been given a pre-placement offer, they are given 3 months of training while they are in their last semester, so that while they come in, they have some understanding of corporate. And then after they come in also, after they are offered and they are there, they are still being trained for another 3 months of time. And then, of course, the billing comes into picture. Of course, everybody wants billing. It's the end of the day, the man hours that get sold, and we are for a profit. But it is all three, I guess, the academia, the industry, and the freshers, all three coming together and putting there a bit will make the tree grow. Just one part wouldn't help. Now that we have hired them and they are there, now they have become, the salary that they draw, I drew when I got 10 years of experience. Now they are very choosy about what they want, how they want. So how have you all ensured retention through leveraging technology? One best practice only.
Retention again. Retention again is a two-way process, industry and the person who is getting employed. So, and soft skill does come into the picture. And as I told you, today's industry is very, very competitive, not because they don't want to give time to the fresher. I joined, it was 1 year probation for me. I was lucky, way back in 87, 88. Today, day 1, day 2, week 1, week 2, they need to deliver. And once they are required to deliver, pressure builds up. Resource getting built. L&T, since you are from IT background, so I'm talking in that terminology. And if value doesn't come, you are out. And then you are talking of retention. Ma'am, dissatisfaction sets in, toxicity sets in, and then we are talking of retention. Very difficult to really do. In my opinion, sourcing, if we take care, I don't know how many of you agree, but I have seen today's sourcing is not as planned and as scheduled. Since I am from SDI, I can tell you, I want some number next week. That is the call I get. Why can't we be 3 months before, 4 months before, 5 months before? Why can't we do that? If we do that, 3 months time we have got. We can train kids, we can skill kids for that. And then once they go into the system, they will be psychologically also ready. I don't know how many of you really know, because many times I have seen kids join for a week, 2, 3, and then they run off homesickness. Many things are there. They are not joining in a cutting edge technology where they're drawing 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs. Now, how to really address that? Psychologically also they need to be made ready. So for that kid, as you told, is one stakeholder, ma'am, very critical stakeholder for retention. Company should add to work engagement, involvement, empowerment. These are all old age tales, which Taylor talked 100 years ago. With Japanese practice, are we remembering it in history? I do not know. Excellence, from where it will come? If we don't want to engage and empower kids, how it will come? And then we are talking of attrition. I have seen attrition levels so high in many industry. Just I will have some kids actually, or rather new age students, they are facing really tough time. For them, I have just couplet, if you can allow me, I will tell, because I see them. Whenever I go to industry, I see them, the pressure under which they are operating. For them, I just say, upskill yourself. Don't bother about the world. तू अपनी खूबियां ढूंढ, कामियां निकालने के लिए लोग हैं ना. अगर रखना है तो कदम आगे रख, पीछे करने के लिए तो लोग हैं ना. सपने देखना है तो ऊंचे देख, नीचे करने के लिए तो लोग हैं ना. और तू अपने अंदर जुनून की चिंगारी भड़का, तू अपने अंदर जुनून की चिंगारी भड़का, जलने के लिए तो लोग हैं ना. Unless this passion, this junoon comes in, it's very, very difficult. But then the question is, how? Thank you.
Actually, post-induction, there is a question available because if you join at a lower level, like a GT's engineer, there is a 1-year probation. So that guy, it is not expected to deliver from day one onward. Okay, like I take my case. I had about 100 odd people from NAPS, NATS, and PMI, Prime Minister scheme. So out of that, I see, NATS people, we also observe about 15 to 20%, depending upon the vacancy and the stream. But there is a lot of attrition, within the training. When they do the internship, there is a lot of attrition. So, but there is a facilities available in the, township becomes so enriching. There is a nice sports facility, club, gym, swimming pool, nice hostel parties. So it attracts them. It didn't happen. During my present stint with about 18 years plus, I've seen not more than two people separated, they couldn't complete. So it's very rarest. It didn't happen so frequently.
Anything on technology that you would like to bring up that you have taken support of to have a engaged workforce?
Yeah, actually, people in chemical plants, what happens now, because chemical plant is a chemical plants. So some people, when they feel that they can't cope up, because ultimately your technology may be very advanced, but still chemical properties cannot be dispensed with. So sometimes it happens in 3-4 years, I had one person, he couldn't cope up.
Okay.
Otherwise, people do cope up. Some of them, they're so willing, you'll be surprised. Ladies, they have come up because, sir, we wanted to compete with the male counterparts, and they started performing night shifts. So it is not like that. I mean, things are available, and there's a system available. Even if you do follies, it is being catered for. So it is not that you are not being shaked for any small, follies. So it's
Right.
like that.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's go. Yes. Yes.
Actually, this retention, it has the plus side also. When the candidate from the college, a GET or DET joins, he completes 1 year, no doubt. But after 1 year, the normal, what is the trend, the increment, maybe forget the public sector where the payout is very high, maybe but in the private sector where they join maybe 25 to 30,000, and after a year they are promoted, confirmed, and they are given some 20-25% of increment. But their value addition has become so much that they start thinking the other jobs, maybe within 1 more year, they will get the double. They get, if they earn 30, 35, they'll get 70,000. So here, the attrition, in one way, it is a challenge to industry, but we have to take it positive because it is a boon to the candidate, the student who gets 1 year in industry, and he becomes so much of knowledgeable that he is absorbed by the other industry. Ultimately, he is within the system, and he contributes to the country and to the industry overall.
Yeah, please.
Let me, I think the question is very different. Sorry, I just have to probably bring the perspective here from the technology perspective. Right, we are not discussing about the fact that who lives in the organization, who probably continues. What industry is doing to ensure that with the help of technology, the joiners remain glued to the organization and they have a long-term career. Is that the question? Right, so I think lots of things have been spoken today, this morning itself, like IBM has, they have given a lot of, I think, very strong presentation. It was a sort of little bit of learning for me as well, what I know beyond that. And obviously, Sir was there, he was explaining. So the continuous learning with the help of tools, and the tools, when I say tools, is not the very descriptive tools. I'm talking about the AI-powered, most hyper personalized tools. So the world has gone to the level where, you will have a sort of a library of learning rather than it's just what you want to learn based on your behaviors, your experiences that you deal with the a platform on a day-to-day basis, platform will probably recommend you the right niche and very nuanced learning. So that's one, probably very critical, that's the industry is doing. And I think I see Coursera, I see adaptive tools, they have very interesting adaptive tools. Decreed, they have adaptive tools. So the learning is one part. The another part is, and I'm also very curious about it, someday in India this thing will come, and and probably will join the bandwagon. It's about how you kind of create jobs within the organization, which we call gig jobs, right? And gig jobs are not very straightforward jobs, monotonous jobs. These are very, very interesting jobs, right? So a project management tool, which will probably continue, give you internal a projects offering and ability to maximize your benefits. So what is more important for the students who will join the organization, and from the industry perspective, for them to know is that there's a lot they can harness for building their own capabilities and continuously make them transportable to the other organization, to the other industry, right? So there's a lot of exportability that they can earn if they continue to utilize these offerings from the industry that is there as part of the normal employability.
Thank you. Yes, yeah.
So my core area is employee engagement, and I don't expect that today's Gen Z is going to stay till the end of the organization or till the end of the era. But two things which become pertinent to mention here. One is that we need to understand what is the employee requirement is, how he wants to be, and that can be addressed through career pathing, which is a very important thing, which the organizations or most of the organizations at time don't do that. So if we give a vision to an employee that yes, from here you can reach there, and this is the journey how we are going to take you, then the retention becomes a bit easy. Second part is we have to address the need of the employees. Before this COVID and all, I used to do quizzing for quiz masters and quiz master contest for the employees. But now today I am working on gamification. Today I am working on certain interventions which are different. Today I work more on 60% or 70% of imparting the online learning platforms and tools to my employees. At their convenience, they can do the courses at their convenience, at their choice. Then I have to keep a continuous dialogue because I don't want to make them fence sitters. I want to be an engaged employee till the time they are with my organization. They should be engaged. And for that, there should be a dialogue, continuous dialogue at various levels so that retention becomes easy. It is a very critical challenge nowadays because employee joins you, he quickly learns, and one fine day he finds out a different job and he is disenchanted, disinterested, disoriented in his job because of his team, because of his boss and all, any of the reasons he can give you. But if you keep him engaged, if you keep him intact, if you give him goals to achieve, he'll be able to work with the organization for a longer period of time, for a better period of time, contributing well.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. And just one line from me that it's in the complete employee life cycle, right from the time the first application form goes to the time that the person is getting a career progression. Using technology becomes, it helps us immensely, and we see that today in our organizations. People look for career progression, people look for employee experience, people look for how easy make their life. All technologies are enablers. We need to keep that in mind, and at the end of the day, the relationship that they have with their co-workers, the relationship we help them to create with their peers, with their boss, and the attempt made by the superior, the supervisor or the superior with the team members plays a very pivotal role in having an engaged workforce. End of the day, it is not about how many years you have spent, it is about what is the value that you have contributed to your organization. It's something that as freshers that we need to inculcate on it. Many more to talk, but I have been told that is all that we have today. What an exciting and insightful discussion we had. I have learned a lot from this esteemed panel. Any one last question? Otherwise, I think it will be incomplete without having a question. Yes, sir. Please.
All CHRO experts are there. मुझे लगता है कि बहुत कुछ हम जॉइनर्स से क्या एक्सपेक्टेशंस है हम उसकी बात कर रहे थे, राइट? कि उसको कैसा होना चाहिए, एकेडमिया उसको कैसे तैयार करके भेजे, ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट उसको कैसे तैयार करे, वगैरह वगैरह. हमारे जो एक्सपर्ट हैं विशाखापट्टनम से इम्तियाज़ जी, उन्होंने साइकोलॉजी को लेके आए यहाँ पर. आई थिंक organizations is all about human beings, right? Apart from the other technical stuff and the other accessories. मैं आप में से कोई भी आंसर दे सकता है इसको कि आप जॉइनर्स से तो एक्सपेक्टेशंस हैं हमारी, लेकिन जो ओल्ड टाइमर्स हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, आप उनको कैसे तैयार करते हैं नए लोगों के लिए, क्योंकि वो जो स्किल सेट अपने साथ लेके आ रहा है वो ओल्ड टाइमर्स के पास नहीं है. और वो जो डिफरेंस है लेवल का, हम कह रहे हैं कि उसके पास वो सिर्फ आपके पास एक्सपीरियंस है ओल्ड टाइमर्स के पास में, लेकिन वो नए स्किल सेट लेके आ रहा है. सो उसके एट्रिशन का कारण जो कहीं और से बन रहा है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, जिसको कि आप टॉक्सिसिटी इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कह सकते हैं, जिसके ऊपर हार्वर्ड से लेकर सब पे लंबे चौड़ी स्टडीज़ हो रही हैं, कोई सोल्यूशन नहीं निकल पा रहा. आप एज अ CHRO, हाउ डू यू गॉज द टॉक्सिसिटी इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन? हाउ डू यू हैंडल द टॉक्सिसिटी इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन? हाउ डू यू एंश्योर द इनेबलिंग एटमॉस्फेयर इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन so that the joiner feels the part of the family? That is my limited point.
May I take?
Sir,
Just.
Sir, very well taken, very well thought question, and thank you for asking this. जब भी कोई बच्चा आता है, when he joins, तो हम लोग, if I talk about my organization, एक example देता हूँ. There is a program called Youth Power Confluence. 1 साल का प्रोग्राम है सर, और उसमें जब वो आता है बच्चा, when he is hired, he joins us, हम लोग उसका कई सारा इंटरवेंशंस करते हैं. बट फ्रॉम द डे वन हम उसको उसी की तरीके से आया हुआ एक सीनियर जो 7-8 साल 10 साल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में बिता चुका है, उसको उसका मेंटर एज वेल एज अ टीम लीडर बनाते हैं, उनके बंचेस बनाते हैं, और उसके बाद उस बंदे को हम अलग से एक सेशन करते हैं, ओरिएंटेशन. स्टिल ही इज इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, वो जानता है हमारे वैल्यू सिस्टम को, हमारे एथोस को, बट स्टिल फॉर दिस क्रिटिकल प्रोग्राम हम उसको एक सेशन देते हैं. एंड वी सेट द एक्सपेक्टेशन टोन कि हमें आपसे क्या डिज़ायर है, और हम 1 साल आपको इनके साथ लगा रहे हैं, तो आपसे क्या एक्सपेक्टेशन है. अब वो 1 साल तक उनके साथ रहता है, उनसे वो कुछ नई चीज़ें सीखता है और उनको कुछ सिखाता है. वो टॉक्सिसिटी की जो बात कर रहे हैं वो थोड़ी सी डिसॉल्व होती है. वो उसके अंदर जो अभी एक कह लीजिए कि डिसओरिएंटेशन सा हो जाता है कि ये क्या है, ही इज़ बिजी इन मोर ऑफ हिज लाइफ एंड अदर पर्सनल गोल्स आर ऑल्सो चैलेंजिंग हिम. वहाँ पर ही ऑल्सो फील्स लाइक अ बडी एंड अ यंगर पर्सन इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. प्लस इसी के साथ साथ पैरेलली वो बहुत सारे इनोवेटिव प्रोजेक्ट्स करता है. सो ही फील्स एट हार्ट, ही फील्स लाइक अ बडिंग इनोवेटर, साइंटिस्ट बन जाता है नया सा. वो उनके साथ बहुत सारे स्किट्स करता है, बहुत सारे प्रोग्राम्स करता है, फन प्रोग्राम्स करता है, लर्निंग मॉड्यूल्स करता है, और उन्हीं के साथ वो 1 साल का समय जब वो बिताता है, तो वो मेंटर मेंटी रिलेशनशिप एक लॉन्ग टर्म पर्सपेक्टिव में चला जाता है, जहां पर कि हमारा प्रोग्राम खत्म होने के बाद भी दे आर इन टच, दे मीट ऑफलाइन ऑल्सो, और वो जो मीटिंग हो, वो कन्वर्जन है, वो हमें 3-4 तरीके से हेल्प करता है। रिटेंशन में हेल्प करता है, लर्निंग डेवलपमेंट में हेल्प करता है, इनोवेशन में हेल्प करता है, जो कि हमारा बहुत फोकस एरिया है। तो ये 3-4 इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं जिस पे कि हम काम करते हैं। होप आई हैव
May I add just? The question which you have asked is the pertinent question in my opinion. Gen Z comes with its set of strength. We all know tech savvy. We all know they mean about their business, and they speak their mind. We expect compliance from them, work discipline from them. They look at value. मैंने काम तो किया ना, 9 to 5 तो आया ना मैं. आपने जो project दिया, I have completed it. From our gen X and Y, we are more into probably, I don't know, I can't generalize it. It should be done. It should be done right way, and right thing we should be done in a right way. The right belong to our era. It has changed. The values and ethics have changed. Pragmatism also has changed. Now, toxicity and dissatisfaction, I have seen, sorry to say, lot of IT company who implement lot of Gen I tech platforms for coaching, mentoring, performance management. Dissatisfaction I have seen there also. It's not only tool. Tool is only enabler. I am from a legacy industry, so I can tell you this with lot of experience on this account, that it is as good as the person who is using it. For example, performance management. We all know how it can be made very effective, and it can be done otherwise also with the same tool. Now, nobody is a fool here. The newcomer also knows why he got and why he didn't get. Exactly यहाँ पे जो old timers हैं, old timers, just I'm trying to tell the existing set of people who are working for 20 years, 25 years, उनके जहन में भी कुछ बातें, again psychology की बातें हैं. The new fellow comes and he goes straight away and talk directly to GM. People of our era, they will think twice going to talking to manager. Definitely it gets into their system.
Thank you.
How are we managing it? How are we, just I'll end, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
How are we going to really work it out? It is a very, very difficult question. But एक question जो हम सबको पूछना पड़ेगा, अपने आप से पूछना पड़ेगा, इंडस्ट्री को पूछना पड़ेगा कि हम जो चाहते हैं, क्या हमने किया था? जब हम ज्वाइन किए थे 90s में, 2000s में, तो क्या हम पहले दिन से बिलेबल थे? क्या हमने गलतियां नहीं करी थी? ये क्वेश्चन अगर हम पूछ पाएंगे अपने आप से नए बच्चों के साथ, तो मेरे ख्याल से ये जो डिससेटिस्फैक्शन लेवल है वो कम होगा. और हमेशा चेजिंग मनी, प्रॉफिट विल नॉट हेल्प. वी नीड टू चेज वैल्यू, एंड वैल्यू इज ऑल्सो वेल बीइंग ऑफ द चिल्ड्रन, वेल बीइंग ऑफ द पर्सन, long term, not short term. And just I will add, actually I just thought I will address to kids. थोड़ी हिम्मत रख, अपनी बात रख, कोई ना सुने तो ऊंची अपनी आवाज़ रख. ये खुद गर्जों की दुनिया है, यहाँ सबको अपनी पड़ी है, यहाँ कोई किसी के नहीं सुनेगा. तू खुद अपना ख्याल रख. At the end of the day, it is all about the kids joining. If they want to grow, they will grow. If they want to change, let them change. They should be agile and they should add value. System will get to an extent itself changed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think this discussion will go incomplete if we do not have one student asking a question. No right or wrong. Any question that you think related to the corporate world, related to the anxieties, related to getting into an opportunity, any question that you would want to ask. Any student. Yes.
जैसे आप सब लोगों ने बहुत अच्छे से संबोधित किया कि आपको क्या एक्सपेक्टेशन है और हमारी क्या एक्सपेक्टेशन है, तो मैं ये पूछना चाह रहा था कि जैसे आप एचआर है, आप सॉफ्ट स्किल्स तो देखते ही होगे, पर साथ में जो टेक्निकल स्किल्स वाला बंदा होता है, तो आप क्या एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं टेक्निकल स्किल्स वाले बंदे में कि अगर वो टेक्निकल स्किल में बहुत अच्छा है पर कुछ हद तक सॉफ्ट स्किल में उसका रह जाता है, तो आप उसको एक्सेप्ट करते हैं कि नहीं? और दूसरा क्वेश्चन ये है मेरा कि अगर हो सके तो एक बार ग्लोबल स्किल पार्क आप विजिट करें, उधर पे देखें हमारी क्या फैसिलिटीज़ है, जिस हिसाब से हमने ट्रेनिंग ली है. थैंक यू.
एक्चुअली वेरी राइट क्वेश्चन. टेक्निकल एबिलिटी कॉम्पिटेंसी अच्छी होती है तो सॉफ्ट स्किल कैन बी डेवलप्ड. वी जस्ट चेक वाइल इंटरव्यू इज ए 1 hour process. You can't ascertain everything. You can't get everything out of a candidate. तो अपन वी चेक कि उसके डीप डाइव करने की कैपेसिटी है कि नहीं. डज ही डू द डीप डाइव. एनालिटिकल कैपेबिलिटी है कि नहीं. सॉफ्ट स्किल के लिए तो हमारे पास L&D होता है ना. ईच ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज हैविंग L&D. आपको कोक्स करेंगे, प्रॉम्प्ट करेंगे, काउंसिल करेंगे, कैजुअल करेंगे. वी ऑफर यू ऑल सो मैनी सॉफ्ट कोर्सेज उस पर सिस्टम पे आप उनको करेंगे. दैट कैन बी डेवलप्ड. अल्टीमेटली basic infrastructure has to be correct. So that only can be that we ascertain.
देखिए मैंने आपको बोला था उस समय, आपने सुना नहीं. There are 3 things which is required and this is what we look at when we go to any fresher or when we go to hire any fresher. अब आप टेक्निकल वाले हैं, सॉफ्ट वाले हैं और क्या वाले हैं उससे कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता. वो होता है कैपेसिटी, अचीवमेंट एंड रिलेशनशिप. कैपेसिटी इज़ योर एबिलिटी टू थिंक. आप सोच सकते हैं कि नहीं. ये बस मशीन चला रहे हैं और उसमें कॉस्ट बढ़ाते जा रहे हैं और टूटते जा रही है मशीन. अचीवमेंट मीन्स कि भाई क्राइसिस मैनेजमेंट कर सकते हो कि नहीं. आप प्रोजेक्ट को दिया जा रहा है टाइमली आप कर सकते हैं कि नहीं. एंड रिलेशनशिप जो लार्जली सॉफ्ट स्किल्स है, वेदर आई कैन नेविगेट विद इन द सिस्टम, द पॉलिटिक्स, द गुड मॉर्निंग सर, द गुड इवनिंग सर, कैन आई टेक द प्रेशर और आई विल गो इन टू द ट्रांस, राइट, इन अर्ली एज साइको प्रॉब्लम्स, राइट. सो वो धीरे धीरे आएगा. तो सॉफ्ट स्किल आई कैन टेल यू, इवन हम लोग जब कॉलेज से आए थे, अच्छे कॉलेज से पढ़ के सब कोई आए हैं, वी वर नॉट दैट ट्रेंड. वी नेवर न्यू हाउ टू ग्रीट आवर सीनियर्स, हाउ टू नेविगेट विद इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, व्हाट इज़ पॉजिटिव पॉलिटिकिंग विद इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. ये सब सीखा ना हमने, आप भी सीख जाएंगे. बस कैपेसिटी एंड अचीवमेंट पे ध्यान दीजिए.
मेरा
your
लास्ट यही
eyes
रहेगा
open.
इस पे. Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
As he said, self-belief is the most important one. Don't give that up. Once you have belief in yourself, nobody can stop you. The best of the best institutes, I have seen students from the best of the institutes and those who are diploma holders. Diploma holders have done better than them just because they had that confidence and they had that urge to do something in life. So there's nothing like that you have to have a very fluent English or you should know jargon. There are some things which are important. So you have to keep your eyes open. You can't say कि बस I am good in technology, nothing else will I do. ऐसे नहीं चलेगा. With that, we will close this panel. It was really nice. I wish we had more time. We missed 2 questions, which I think the panel would have been very happy to hear. But sorry, time is precious. So thank you all. Thank you very much for being an engaged. Thank you, every one of us.
Now we will take your question and though official time is up, वो डर सबको लगता है, गला सबका सूखता है, तो प्रैक्टिस करते रहो, ऑटोमेटिकली थिंग्स विल कम अप. सबका गला सूखेगा, एडॉप्टेबिलिटी सबका प्रॉब्लम है. थैंक यू सो मच.
Okay, thank you to all the panelists for their wonderful perspectives. And I am sure a lot of you have some other questions, but we can take them up in a one-to-one session during our networking and lunch. And now to felicitate our guest with a token of gratitude, I would like to call on stage Dr. Siddhant Chaturvedi, Chancellor, Scope Global Skill University and Director, AISCET Group. Please welcome him with a round of applause. Sir, I request you to felicitate Imtiyaz Ahmad, sir, and Suryakant Pandey, sir. Thank you. It is my honor to welcome among us Raghuraj MR, IAS Secretary, Department of Technical Education and Skill Development and Employment, Government of Madhya Pradesh. I request sir to come upon the stage and felicitate our rest of the key speakers with a token of gratitude. Thank you for being here with us today, sir. So please be here with us for a group picture. I would also like to invite Siddhant sir and Girish sir for a quick group picture.